Today I'm going to show you how to set up your project directories for your ongoing web projects throughout the semester. And typically you would create a project folder for each different web project that you're working on. In my situation, I have a main folder called Web Projects on my computer, and then within that, I typically will set up, sub projects that separate projects under that folder. So the first thing I'll do is create a new folder for that a new project, and I'm going to call it Project 1, just for this example. And once that's created, I'll double click on it and switch to it. And now we're going to create um, different folders to hold our files and resources for our web projects and our specific project within here. So typically there are three directories that you'll commonly see, and sometimes more. But typically there's an images directory or folder. Forgive my terminology. Folder and directory are synonymous. And then you'll have a CSS folder for your style sheets. And right now we haven't done any of this, but in the future you will have styles sheet folder files that are separate from the HTML file. And also the same goes for your JavaScript files. They will be separate from your HTML file, and we'll call that directory JS. Some people call it JavaScript, or scripts. Some companies have specific rules on how to name different directories or folders. Others, if you're working by yourself, it's up to you. And then in the main directory of Project 1, this one, is where you keep the HTML files themselves. So this is the base directory for your project. And right now I'm just going to create a quick HTML file just so we have something, and I'll just call it Project 1 HTML. And once you start creating your web page within that, and you had images or style sheets or JavaScript files, you would then reference those different directories and files from within here to add those resources to your page. We haven't done any of that yet, so I don't expect you to know how to do that. Some people do, some don't. But this is the structure that I would like to see for all web projects, and it's just a good organizational structure. And what you do is after you've done all your development and you've got everything the way you want, to turn it in, you would go back to the main folder. And if you had more than one project, you would see them listed here. And when you're ready to turn it in, you just right click, and this is for Windows, right click on the project folder with everything under it, and you would do send to compressed. And what that'll do is create a zip file of that folder and everything under it, and that way we can open it up and it will create it just like you had it, and we should be able to run your project just the way you expect it to run. That's all for today. If there's any questions, you can email me or we can talk about it in class.